Moving Day by Adriana in the Snow. This is part 9 of the Cuffed universe. You can expect more parts to come out soon. The rating for this fic is general audiences. The relationships are Virgil/Logan, Virgil/Remus/Logan. Additional tags. In True Analogical is the universe, but Remus doesn't appear in this fic. Lying and manipulation, but for a fairly soft reason. Summary. Virgil and Logan move into their new house. This is a prequel to Tea, Cookies, and Handcuffs, with Logan and Virgil being soft roommates. I still don't know how you found this place, Virgil said, plopping down another moving box with a groan. He proceeded to flop down on the floor next to it, since they hadn't yet gotten the couch inside. Are you sure it's not condemned, or overridden by rats? He asked. He sat up suddenly with a panicked look in his eyes. Or infested by bedbugs? Logan chuckled slightly. I have done my research. Do you truly believe I, of all people, would rent a house with an insect infestation? He thought for a moment. Good point, he said, and once again went sprawling onto the floor. But seriously, how did you find this place? Superior research abilities and tenacity, Logan answered. He folded himself down into a sitting position next to Virgil. But $600 a month and utilities included for a house? Virgil asked. You're an actual angel. He threw out his arms to emphasize his point, and one of them landed on Logan's thigh. Logan didn't even think about removing it. I can finally quit the call center, he said softly. Logan let his hand settle on Virgil's wrist and smiled down at him. The call center is why Logan had done this. That job was the one that made Virgil the most exhausted out of all of them. It was worse than the tedious work at the fast food restaurant or the physical labor at the art supply shop. It was the one that made him the most miserable, but he'd refused to quit until now. He did not want to accept Logan's offer to cover more of the rent at their old apartment, even when his budget had been so tight that he'd attempted to eat only rice for a week before Logan intervened. Logan simply couldn't abide by the dead look in his eyes when he came home any longer, which is why he'd decided to find them someplace else to live. Well, we are splitting the rent, Logan said. It was a bit of a lie of omission. The rent for the two-bedroom house was actually $1,800 a month, but Logan had convinced the landlord to write up the lease Virgil signed to only be for a third of that and let Logan shoulder the rest. And utilities also were not included. It barely made a dent in the money that Logan made through legal means, let alone through his extracurriculars. Despite that, Virgil would be incredibly unhappy with him if he ever found out. Logan didn't much care. The expense and Virgil's possible future ire was more than worth him quitting that damned call center. Virgil sighed, a content and relieved sound as though someone had finally taken a 50-pound bag of rocks off his back. We really need to move the furniture in here soon, he said. We'll move the couch in next, Logan said. Nap first, Virgil said. Would it not be more logical to get the couch in before you attempt to nap? Logan asked. He considered. Nope. He squirmed onto his stomach and patted Logan's thigh like it was a pillow before laying his head on it. This works fine. Logan laughed. Virgil, he protested. Shh, he replied. Nap time. I'm just a pillow to you, aren't I? He reached down a hand to scratch his fingernails through his hair. Virgil made a content, grumbling sound. And a head massager. Logan gently tugged on a lock of hair in reprimand, but Virgil didn't seem to care. He just yawned softly and curled his legs in closer to his chest. Logan resigned himself to being a pillow for the next 20 minutes or so. This was not by any means a new predicament. It was fine. Virgil deserved to rest. That's the end of Moving Day by Adriana in the Snow.